Hello everybody! Welcome back to the NASCAR Melling Series. We got a good race for you as we begin the final 6 races of the season. Sammy Hagar won last time we were out when we were at the 2-miler at California. Now we're at another 2-miler today. For the first time in Busch NASCAR, well not Busch, it was Busch once upon a time, the Nationwide, then Xfinity, and now the Melling Series. For the first time in Melling Series history, NASCAR Melling, the field is going to take to the track here at Texas World Speedway. Today's race was Sammy Hagar, who won last time at a very similar track. He's got a good starting spot, decently good starting spot today for the Old El Paso 300. Can up the ante a little bit. It's a standalone race. And so let's get to your starting lineup. Wee Man's on the front row, along with Jack Nicholson. Then it's Marty McFly and Robbie Krieger. Eddie Money starts next to Sammy Hagar, who's qualified 5th, looking to pick up where he left off last time. Then Leonard McCoy and Ward Gordon. And Jim Kirk and Stephen King round out your top 10. Ringo Starr will line up next to Sylvester Stallone. Stephen Hawking next to Emerald. Then Amelia Earhart and John Goodman. Kamikaze Games lines up next to Ann Wilson and Patrick Starr and Wario. Get to the back half of the field. There's Tip Foster and John Cleese. Bob Seger starts next to points leader Ferris Bueller. Rod Stewart's next to Pete Townsend. Then Bob Dylan is next to David Ladd. Second in points, Logan Cloud lost the ground in California. He's looking to make it up here at Texas, but he's got his work cut out for him today. He starts next to Topham Hat. Franklin Clinton will line up next to Knuckles the Echidna. Then Starlight Glimmer will be next to the Fonz. Haywood Banks and Anthony Perkins line up next to each other. Behind them will be Benedict Cumberbatch and Mitch Hedberg. Rounding out the field, Amy Schumer starting next to Alan Rickman, who will roll off in stone dead last. Now we got new pavement, kind of concrete-ish, asphalt-ish. As you can see, there's been a groove worn in here already from all the practice and qualifying. But this is a resurfaced. Back in March when Cup came here, you'd be seeing the drivers hit sometimes up to speeds of excess of 190 miles an hour going into the turns. This weekend, we saw speeds of in excess of 190 miles an hour on the qualifying chart. That's average lap speed. Everybody in the field, I believe, let me check, I believe they all lapped him the track, yes, in under 38 seconds. Pole speed for the weekend, 192.869 mile an hour. Everybody hitting the 100 mile an hour mark. Anyway, we're going to go trackside. We're in the Lone Star State. So that means we have to go trackside. Everything's bigger in Texas, including the racing and the grand marshalling. As we go on for the most famous words in motorsports. Take it away, Mr. or Mrs. Grand Marshal. Engines firing on all 40 of the Melling Series race cars. Going into this weekend's race, here's how your points scenario looks. Ferris Bueller is the leader by 110 over Logan Cloud. Then Eddie Money is 156 points back behind Bueller in third. Amelia Earhart's just another 10 points back at 166 in fourth. At 169 is Bob Dylan. Leonard McCoy is 173 back out of the lead in sixth. The Fonz 175 back in seventh. Then John Cleese at 229 in eighth. Robbie Krieger at 237 in ninth. And Ringo Starr at 281 in 10th. Those are the only drivers in points within two races of Ferris Bueller. And there's only 6 races left to go. There's no double points at the end of the season at Atlanta, so it's go time. They're going to need Bueller to have a rough race, but he's starting 23rd, which isn't the greatest. But his nearest championship rival starts 30th. Meanwhile, Jack Nicholson starts on the pole. Him and Wee Man lead us down to the green, and we're racing in the Old El Paso 300. Little bit of a bump down the backstretch as they pass what I like to call the NASA hangar there. Shuffling, it's really interesting. Sometimes you want to be around the middle in the corner. It's not exactly an exact science. Jack Nicholson leads the first lap, but look who's picking up where he left off last weekend. Going for the lead in turn 1 on the second lap is Sammy Hagar. No, he didn't leave off last week because last week was essentially a bye week. Sticking his nose out in front, down the backstretch is Hagar. Now Robbie Krieger looking to make it 3 wide. The move won't stick. Nicholson with a bit of a run out of 4, or in the middle of the corner, I should say. He's neck and neck with Sammy Hagar, but it looks like Jack Nicholson is a little quick, Olsen, and will lead the next lap. They sail in the corner doing about 194. Nicholson does, but he only drops down to 181 in turn 1. Dropped only, I believe, down to 188. Unsurprisingly, you can see speeds up to 197 towards the back of the pack. Fastest lap so far, 27.518 by Wario. Championship contender updates as Nicholson continues to lead after 3 laps. Bob Dylan was in 27th. Ferris Bueller was in 26th. Logan Cloud was in 31st. We'll get more accurate readings here at the line. Bob Dylan, who was 5th in points, he's up to 24th. Bueller's down to 28th. Cloud's in 31st. Eddie Money was in 8th. Amelia Earhart in 11th. Now look at this. It is very interesting. Cloud directly behind Bueller. Almost. Oh, he's going to be part of a 4 wide scenario. Almost. Here, 5 laps complete. It's been Jack Nicholson leading all the way. But there's been no short of excitement as Cloud's looking to make a move on Bueller on the outside. Where's Sertapa? Sertapa almost cuts him completely off. Cloud with the run will not get the spot at the line. The line. There's the NASA hut. This is how close it was. It was pretty tight. Anyway, Jack Nicholson holding off another charge from Sammy Hagar. McFly up the third. Robbie Krieger, Leonard McCoy. Top 5. Eddie Money, Stephen King, Wee Man, Sylvester Stallone, and Ward Gordon at the moment round out your top 10. Eddie Money doing everything he needs to do to win the championship. If he could do it in his rookie season, that would be mightily impressive. Amelia Earhart in 12th at the moment. Cloud trying to put a decent amount of spots between him and the 41. 8 laps complete here. And Sammy Hagar has taken the lead, at least at the line. Getting a heck of a run out of the corner, but now Jack Nicholson takes the lead back. Here comes Marty McFly to the inside of Hagar. He's got help from Stephen King and Eddie Money. Hagar's going to shoot out. Drag race to... I don't even know who was second. They're saying it's McFly. It was a dead heat at the line. Oh, I'm so glad that wasn't the last lap because I would not have been able to call that race. Marty McFly is running second now. Hagar and Stephen King side by side for the third spot. Or were. Now King getting a challenge from Eddie Money. Cloud's back in 27th. There's a NASA hangar along with the Texas A&M water tower. This is actually... No, I think this is near where the University of Texas is. Because I don't know. Whichever... I know, maybe it's Texas A&M. Whichever one's here... Because no, now that I think about it, I think it is Texas A&M in College Station, Texas. As we have a new leader after 11 laps, it is Marty McFly out front. Jack Nicholson trying to hold on to second. Well, it was Hagar at the line. Nicholson going back. Eddie Money trying to run the high line. It's not going to work. Oh, Robbie Krieger. Cloud trying to get a run on the high side because Ferris Bueller's trying to get a run on him. Ooh, and he gets enough of a run to stay ahead of him for the time being. Incredible racing, and they say these 2-mile D-ovals don't put on a good enough show. Well, would you look at this? Still, we have not gotten completely single file like you usually see. We have 3-wide racing. And yeah, right here. Towards the front for third almost. almost 3 wide. Stephen King and Sammy Hagar. Money in a little bit of a... Look at Tim Foster. He started in around 21st. He's worked his way into the top 10 for the time being. I don't know if he'll stay there this lap because Stephen Hawking's getting the run of the century on him. Fastest lap now, a 37.134. He sailed into that corner at 198 mile and 199. We have seen 199 be hit on this day. For those of you who are wondering how fast that fastest lap is, it's 193.893, nearly 194 mile an hour. Marty McFly is your leader here. After 15 laps, closing in on 16. A lot of drivers now running the bottom. The field's starting to spread out. Oh, Bueller trying to get the run on Cloud. Oh, man, Bueller is going to get the spot at the line. He's got a clear speed advantage going into the corner. We'll be having to run the high line, you know, the longer line, I should say. Hurt him as Cloud sticks his nose out in front at the start of the straightaway. Bueller still ahead as Cloud sat in the bad spot of the track and really checked up. McFly continues to lead. Jack Nicholson back up to second. King was in second briefly. He's down to third. Sylvester Stallone now in the fourth. Battle for fifth. It looks like Sammy Hagar's got it at the moment over Wario. Nearing the halfway point in today's race. I do not think fuel will play a factor. I mean, there will be pit stops. I think they will be after the halfway point, though. Three wide towards the back. Got some great racing going on. You can see speeds are definitely starting to slow. Not seemingly by much, but they are slowing. Oh, three wide towards the back, almost four wide. I think the draft has been having a big effect in this race. I don't think overcutting or undercutting really is going to make much of a difference. NASA. Oh yeah, there's a safer barrier now in the turns here. And by turns, I mean all along the track from turn 3 to turn 2. The backstretch, the only part. McFly leads as we're past halfway, meaning this is at most a one-stop race. Cloud finds himself a few spots ahead of Ferris Bueller. He's trying to make the high line work. I don't know if that's going to be your meal ticket or not. Now Jack Nicholson out to the race lead. Ooh. Just drove it on through and is now opening up a gap. Stephen King looking to take second place away. McFly will hold on to the spot at the line. But yeah, that's just it. At the line. Surprisingly clean race so far. Knock on wood. And several drivers look like they're heading down pit road. Sylvester Stallone leads those who stay out, including Ward Gordon, Robbie Krieger, Leonard McCoy, Tim Foster, among others. There's a big crash in the front stretch. Logan Cloud and Ferris Bueller are involved in it. A huge crash. This spells disaster for Cloud. We are going to take a look at this only after we see pit stops, but we see the 24 of, I believe that is Patrick Starr, already retired from this event. Several drivers on the tow. Pete Townsend. Starlight Glimmer's out. You see Wario limping his way back. There's Ferris Bueller. Logan Cloud is very much damaged. It's actually... Oh! Ferris Bueller just rammed Logan Cloud. I wonder if he's upset at something. We'll have to see. As Bueller will pull it behind the wall. He will finish behind the 94, which is big. And those drivers who stayed out do get to pit lane and out of it before the rest of the field. So it looks like Sylvester Stallone, Ward Gordon, Robbie Krieger, Leonard McCoy, Tim Foster, Ann Wilson, Amelia Earhart, and Alan Rickman will be those. We saw this massive pileup happen, and it looked like... Oh! Cloud was staying out. It was an accident getting on the pit road. Wario looks like bumped into the one of Stephen King and all right into the 24, 94, 41, 59, 20, 48, 18, 98, 22 all involved. 18, a 10-car collision. Wow, what a lick for Ferris Bueller. Take a look at this nasty accident. Oh. A Starlight Glimmer. Cloud's teammate came in and finished off Bueller. I don't know if that had anything. All right, let's get a couple of onboards, because that's what we're going to need for this. So let's go on board the 22 of Wario, who's won several races this year. Well, all of a sudden, yeah, he's just pummeled. Doesn't know what hit him, literally. But he's going to keep on driving for the moment. But he's blown an engine. Stephen King, literally 1 second he was getting ready to go down pit road. Next, he's going up the track and in the traffic. Points leader Ferris Bueller did not need this. His only salvation was second, and points also got caught up in it. And third in points is over a race behind. Wow! What a hard lick right there. Starlight Glimmer started towards the back, just trying to make up some speed. Just couldn't see anything. Benedict Cumberbatch was another driver, wrong place, the wrong time. Looked like him and his teammate, the Fonz, were going to make it through, but Pete Townsend. Look at Bob Dylan makes a smart move to go down pit road, and that saved himself from getting right in the mix of it. That is possibly a move that could win him the championship. Here is Patrick Starr getting a couple of hits right there. Second in points, Logan Cloud. Just has nowhere to go, has no way to react. That was a shame. He was really looking forward to this race. Tim Foster actually let a lap there on pit road, but Sylvester Stallone will be your race leader. Ward Gordon in second, Robbie Krieger third, Leonard McCoy fourth, Tim Foster fifth, and Anna Wilson, Amelia Earhart, Alan Rickman pitted under yellow. Everybody else pitted under green. Well, not everybody. Jack Nicholson and Marty McFly will round out your top 10 at the moment. Eddie Money, Bob Dylan, who made a great move by pitting, as you saw. Sammy Hagar, Jim Kirk, Emerald, Stephen Hawking, Kamikaze Games, Wee Man, Knuckles the Echidna, and Bob Seeger. Ringo Starr, David Land, Haywood Banks, John Cleese, Anthony Perkins, Sir Topham, John Goodman, Franklin Clinton, Rod Stewart, Amy Schumer, Mitch Hedberg, Stephen King, Benedict Cumberbatch. Those are your guys running. That was a great move by Bob Dylan, you know. Had he not done that, he would have gotten tangled up in blue. Interestingly enough, a lot of these people who pitted under the yellow took right sides. A few of them. Some others took all 4 tires. We're going to restart probably with about 12 laps to go here. 7 cars out of the race in order. Logan Cloud will be credited with a 34th place finish, which will be enough to gain 9 points on the points lead, as Ferris Bueller finished 37th. In between, the Fonz will finish in 35th, and Wario will be relegated to a 36th place finish. Pete Townsend will be in 38th. Starlight Glimmer 39th. Patrick Starr will finish in 40th. Benedict Cumberbatch, Stephen King were also involved in this accident. As was, I believe, someone else. Ah! It was the 5 of Alan Rickman. He pitted under the yellow. And he is in 8th position. He only had he didn't even repair damage. Oh, wow. Sylvester Stallone will lead us back. We have 25 miles to go on track here. It will be 24 when we hit the line. It'll take 12 laps to go in the Old El Paso 300. Who's going to win it? Don't mess with Texas, apparently. I messed with Texas. And well, maybe not I did, but Logan Cloud surely did, and ended up out of the race, as well as 6 others. 2 others at the back, and 1 other who probably would have been at the back, but he's in 8th. Sylvester Stallone leads us back green. No lap cars. 12 laps to go. Alrighty. Alan Rickman is getting challenged by Jack Nicholson. Foster going to the inside. Foster only took right side, so did Amelia Earhart, Alan Rickman, and Benedict Cumberbatch. Actually, a lot of the people. Robbie Krieger. Pretty much the only driver up here. Nobody. I think Jack Nicholson. Sylvester Stallone leads that lap. Ward Gordon now in 2nd. Stephen King and Benedict Cumberbatch way back on pace. May play a factor into, probably will play a factor into this as a lap car. 2x2. Well, they were 2x2 at the front. Ward Gordon on the inside. Stallone on the outside. They're going 3 wide for 7th position behind. Drag race for 3rd is actually, yeah, for 3rd between Tib Foster, who had it over Robbie Krieger. 10 laps to go. Jack Nicholson has, I believe, 4 fresh tires. Some of these guys only have right sides. Is those extra lefts going to do anything? They're not doing anything for Nicholson, really. Through the middle of the corner. The Scott Pontiac sticking its nose out in front of the Harris Chevrolet, but Nicholson trying to get on a roll. Oh, look at Bob Dylan! Oh, mercy! Freewheeling his way into the top 5, it looks like. If he can stay ahead of Amelia Earhart and everybody else, as we got 3 wide, Few rows deep you see here. Battle for a bunch of people battling for third. Foster, Krieger, Earhart, Bob Dylan. It's going to be 4 wide for fourth. Stephen Hawking going down to the inside. That's not where you want to be. He's got Bob Seeger helping him. 8 laps to go. Bob Dylan underneath Tib Foster. Is Minnesota's Robert Zimmerman going to pull off an upset here? He's a Nobel Peace Prize winner. He's also running in fourth at the moment. Jack Nicholson in the third was seventh. No, he's in a fourth. Seventh. Ward Gordon is your leader. Bob Dylan and Jack Nicholson. They're Dylan low, Nicholson high. Krieger in the middle. Tib Foster once again throwing it. He's going to make it 4 wide for third. Oh, they're 3 and 4 wide farther back. Oh, contact! Around, we got the 29. The 32 of Jim Kirk made contact. Ann Wilson and Haywood Banks are around. Caution is out. We're going to have a 2-lap shootout, and Ward Gordon's going to lead them back. And this is good news for Benedict Cumberbatch, who is already a half a lap down. He would have probably played a factor into this finish. Sylvester Stallone, Jack Nicholson, Bob Dylan, Robbie Krieger, Amelia Earhart, Tib Foster down to 7th, Emeril Lagasse, Bob Seeger, and Stephen Hawking. Amelia Earhart, she's like, what, third in that championship? She's up here. Eddie Money is in 16th. Are they pitting? Oh, no, they're not pitting. So let's go back and see what brought out this yellow. I had a feeling it was going to be involving this pack. It looks like Leonard McCoy got underneath Jim Kirk. Wow, Bones. Kirk gets turned by his own doctor. Into Ann Wilson. That's, oh, Kamikaze Games gets a bump. And that sends the 29 and 47 around. Haywood Banks whips up in the track. And Ward Gordon, who's had kind of a rough season. He's nowhere in points. He's not in the top 27, which means he's in the bottom 13. Ward Gordon is leading as we come to 4 laps to go under yellow. Last time the series was in the state of Texas was last year in spring when NASCAR visited Circuit of the Americas. He was actually leading before his car broke down and brought out a yellow with 2 laps to go, I believe. Or was it 3? And that allowed Starlight Glimmer to get her first career win. He broke through, I believe, at Gateway. And I want to say he might have picked up a win earlier in this year, so this might be career win number 3 on the books for Ward Gordon if he can pull it out. We'll have at max a 2-lap dash. We'll go green. And then we'll see the white flag the next lap, and then the checkered. Okay. I was just trying to figure out what it said. The world may. Oh! Oh, it was a racetrack. Okay. Now, a lot of these guys, pretty much 16th on back, are in second gear. Top 15 are all in third gear at the moment. Pace cars in second gear. Pace car lights are off, guys. We will get a restart with 2 laps to go. This will decide the winner of this race. Cleanup has finished. Whatever cleanup there would have been. Probably if there was some debris in the grass. Probably only warranted really 3 laps, but they did 4 just to be safe. There we go. What good, you leader? Car 7 leads 27, 57, 60, and 37. A lot of 7s up here. Just a 74 and a 17 towards the back. So is the 47. None of the 7s are out of the race. Pace car down pit road. We'll have 4 miles, 2 laps to decide the winner of the Old El Paso 300. Ward Gordon's going to lead them down to the green flag. Will he lead them to the white or checkered? We're about to find out. We got a good jump on Sylvester Stallone there. Robbie Krieger's the first to move. He's going underneath Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan was looking really racy up until the caution, but this will likely end his chance at victory. Foster trying to make a move. Jack Nicholson. He's trying to get a run on the 7. Oh, Foster slips a little bit. It looks like a 2-car race for the win. Ward Gordon is leading at the white flag. Jack Nicholson, is he going to make a move going in the 1? He's kind of low. It's not low enough. Now he's going. Jack Nicholson to the inside. Coming off of turn 2. They're side by side. Bob Dylan trying to take third from Robbie Krieger, but there's the race to the win. Ward Gordon with about a car length advantage heading into 3. Usually the make or break. Oh, Ward Gordon started to falter a little bit. Nicholson's got the run. Ward Gordon, he's going to try and get a run on the high side. I don't think it's going to be enough. Jack Nicholson's going to win at Texas World. Oh, a classic finish. The 5 and the 18 come in for a splash of fuel at the end. I don't know if that fragmented the pack at all. No, really did not. Now our results are official. Jack Nicholson, your race leader. Your race winner, I should say. Ward Gordon, close but not quite. Got passed in on the final lap. Robbie Krieger hangs on, will grab third. He got up to third. Bob Dylan will be fourth. Tip Foster bags an important top five. Amelia Earhart is eighth. Eddie Money's only 16th. There's your top 28 finishers. And there's your rest. Next time out is Charlotte. That's next week, and I think we're going on the infield road course. We're recording. That's even better. Your new point scenario. Cloud closes the gap to 101 points and falls to 5th in standings. The top 7 now within a race of the points lead. That wreck blowing things wide open. Ferris Bueller leads by only 61 points now over Bob Dylan. This is really close. It was after Milwaukee Mile was the closest anybody's been since Milwaukee, when John Goodman left with only 60 points deficit. He was only 7 behind going into that race. Amelia Earhart 76 back. Eddie Money's 93 back. Cloud 101 back. Leonard McCoy 119 back. Robbie Krieger 124 back. We were starting to write this off as possibly a 2-man championship race. And then both of the two ran into trouble at treacherous Texas World Speedway. It was Jack Nicholson and Ward Gordon, the big winners in the battle. But it might end up being But Bob Dylan suddenly now in position to possibly win the war. Amelia Earhart with her 10th top 10 of the year. Ward Gordon had led a single lap all year going into this. No, he does not have a win. He's up to 27 points now. Nicholson up to 33rd. Stephen Hawking and Haywood Banks still without top 5s. Was it Jack Nicholson winning this from the pole? It was. A classic race. I believe, though. No, Haywood Banks is still barely... Oh, wait, no, it's 27. What is 32 times 142? No, I mean 5. 710. Mitch Hedberg, Haywood Banks. Oh, Haywood Banks, I think, was already eliminated. Mitch Hedberg now officially eliminated. Top 17 now within 2 races of the points lead. Oh. Oh. This is anyone's game. Tim Foster jumps himself up to 13th in points. So that was a race. We'll see you next time, because this was an exciting race. I hope that we can do it again soon. Join us next time. I think Cup is at the Big O, so we'll see you then.